Here we go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. We're back again. And this is The Scoop Weddings Unveiled. Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier DJ, with the beautiful and wonderful Brandy Harlan, your non-retired wedding planner, because, well, you just planned a wedding a couple weeks ago.
And again this weekend.
Oh, you did plan this past weekend?
Yeah.
Was that for the retreat?
Yeah.
And you planned it?
Yeah. Day of.
Oh, you did? Okay.
As a courtesy, this is our very first wedding at the retreat, Sarasota, and you're also friends of the executive director and the director of operations. So
I'm going to help you out.
I'm going to do all the things because we need to set a precedent.
Are you going to offer that as an option like you did at Mixon's?
I've been asked, but I need to run it up the flagpole.
Why?
Because I don't want to be a conflict of interest. And
how would it be a conflict of interest? It would be...
I don't know. It's their company.
Right, but
so I just got to ask. I think it would be fine as long as I manage my day-to-day and don't overpromise and things. You know what I mean? Because, so for instance, say I'm not perfect. Let's just, if anybody thought I was. I'm not. And something doesn't go perfectly the way that they wanted it to or their expectation, whatever. I don't want it to come back on the Retreat Sarasota as a bad reflection. It's a reflection on me, right? But 9 times out of 10, I kill it.
Right.
9.8.
I mean, regardless, like even
but it was a lot of work.
A venue can have like 9 out of 10 times it's going to be great, but there's one time where there could shit could hit the fan.
And it's also something you can't prevent. Like you just don't know. Like it's nobody's fault. It's most of the time like if something happens, it's nobody's particular fault. But like on Saturday, for instance, congratulations to Lynette and Wayne.
Yes, tell us what you did this past weekend.
Okay. So
for your weddings.
For my wedding on Saturday.
Yes.
So it was Lynette and Wayne, and they're the new Mr. and Mrs. Appleby.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The Applebees.
Yes. And the wedding centerpieces were so darn cute. It was a golden apple, like a fake apple, and she bought gold bees and stuck them in the apple.
Oh, cool.
Applebee.
Got it. And you posted on our social on the Scoop Weddings Unveiled. I was like, wait a minute. Who posted a story on?
I did. Because this is what we do.
Yeah.
And
that was the very first wedding at the retreat,
The very
Sarasota.
first wedding, yes.
Very cool.
And so we set up this area for the ceremony. So I ordered the chairs. Mark, our campus superintendent, and I did lighting. So we did cafe lightings around the whole entire ceremony area and in the dance floor area, which is our fresco dining area there. Like this big patio that has furniture, but we moved the furniture out and off. So they had a whole patio. I draped the patio area. I did centerpieces, ran the timeline, made sure they cut the cake, managed all the vendors, did all the welcoming.
What vendors were there?
So shout out to Planet Events for the food, Tipsy Tampa for bar, and there was a violinist. I'd have to look up her name. I hadn't worked with her before.
Okay.
That they had hired. US Tent did the chairs, and they set them up perfectly.
Okay.
They brought their own arch that I decorated, and Tiger Lily did the florals for that.
No entertainment?
No, their son, they did a playlist, and they did our Bose speakers, and they dual paired our Bose speakers, one for outside, one for inside. Music was very important to her, but she also didn't want like a lot of space taken up by a DJ of sorts. And her son really wanted to kind of take that on for her as his Mom, I got you. Mm-hmm. It was cute. He was very, very, very much on it. Mm-hmm. You could tell he was very passionate about making sure that music was important for Mom.
That's how it
was
starts.
Both of their,
how old
right?
is
He was 17.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
Yeah, I could see that he was he was tech savvy. He got on the iPad, he paired both Bose speakers, downloaded the app, had it going, and I was like, technology is not the best thing. So it has all these things that can happen. Within minutes, he was hooked up playing both Bose speakers, and I had never hooked two Bose speakers up at the same time before. And I was like, all right, let's Google. It says you download this app. He's like, okay. I show him the instructions. He's like, okay, yep, Ampere and this and that, and they were playing. But he knew how important it was to his mom, so it was really kind of his little thing to do for her. And they did a first dance, and then she never stopped dancing. Like
Aw.
she was out on the patio with her husband the whole entire time.
How many guests?
63.
Oh, wow. Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
and it was in our retreat center, so catering used like our ovens and our
Yeah.
dishwasher. We provided all of the plates and silverware and all the tables, and people were like in that whole entire middle section of the place. If you haven't been there, you can go to our website, theretreatsarasota.com, and look at the retreat center. It's like a whole like couch seating area in the front half, and then in the back half is a big fireplace with a huge open commercial kitchen and dining and tables and things. So we had high tops. It was really great.
Yeah.
They cut the cake. Our campus superintendent's wife made the cake, and if you want to follow her, it's really good cake. I would suggest the cookie butter cake filling that she does. It is amazing.
Okay.
And it's Wildflower Bakery.
Where are they?
She lives on campus.
Oh,
She's
wow.
a teacher. And so she has a cottage bakery that she does. And
That's
so she
cool.
made a 3-tier cake and cupcakes. Like, it was the bomb. She did a really great job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really great. Like we were out around 9:30 or 10 or so. Like they were all out, and then there was cleanup. And,
Did they stay on site?
They did not. No, they live local, so they didn't stay on site. And it's only $17.50 to rent the retreat center for a half day.
Oh, okay.
So,
Nice.
and then she got there around 2:00. Started hair and makeup in one of our guest suites.
Mhm.
And lighting was great. She's like, I liked having this room because she could peek out the long window and watch the guests arrive, like, and they didn't know she was seeing them.
Oh, that's cool.
So she's like, I really like this room for a setup room, just as like good feedback. But yeah, it went really well. Shout out to our security system, Boyd Security Services. So Randy Boyd was there making sure everybody was good and everybody got out safe. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
Our first one.
I just booked my first event at the retreat.
And to add really quick, my boss was also there.
Okay.
She's
that's
a friend of the couple. So it was nice. She was like, it was really good seeing you in your element. Like
Yeah.
it was like fun
Well,
to watch you
and-
in your element. It's different than when I'm sitting in the office doing sales and things, than when I'm like, it's actionable and I'm doing the stuff, making things run smoothly, making sure everything's good, making sure everybody's happy. They haven't seen that part of me
Yeah,
yet. So
but that's why-
it was nice.
That's why. Okay, so your boss is there. She Okay, she was able to see you in your element, and if it is something that you would want to add on as an add-on feature, I mean, you could have your base fee of a planning fee, and then add on something for like as a kickback to the retreat. Like they can
Oh,
still
yeah.
make something on it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like that's what that's why Mixon's was so successful,
Yeah.
is because of you and the team that you brought there.
Yeah.
And then you can have, obviously then you have your team players come
Yeah.
on and
That's what I
help out
said
as
to
well.
myself. I'm like, man, I could have used an assistant today. But wait, I'm not getting paid to do this.
right.
But I could have used like somebody that could do like those little nitty gritty simple tasks while I manage the
This
bigger
is your
part
own
portion
venue
of
that
it.
you've been wanting.
I know.
Th-
Crickets.
It's right here in your hands. What are you doing?
I just, but you know what else? I'm so excited because we booked a ton of stuff this past week.
like ton of events.
Ton of events.
Oh, wow.
So like the one that you just got booked for,
Do you know who it was?
the bar mitzvah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bar or bot.
Bar mitzvah.
Yeah, so that is with Carly.
Carly Neiman.
Carly Neiman, yes.
Mhm.
So that's September of next year. So that was super exciting.
Yep.
9/25/25.
Is that's like during the week, isn't it?
It's a Sunday, I think.
Oh, it's a Sunday?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So
9/25, 20. So it's not this next year. It's the year later.
oh, maybe it's 24. Yeah, it's 24.
Oh.
9/25/24. I have to double check. But either way,
Me too.
it's September. But
She didn't
so we
book-
booked.
She didn't put the Cold Spark, so that's okay.
She might add it on eventually.
Uh,
Yeah,
That's
we'll see.
okay.
But so we booked that. We booked a 3-month wellness retreat group coming in for 3 Saturdays starting in January to
Okay.
do like a wellness group of like 20. So I got that done, and we booked a wedding as well for 2/4/24, like February 4th.
That's coming
24.
up quick.
Yes.
That's in 4 months.
Yeah, not even
Yeah.
December, January, and we're there. Right?
Jeez.
It's like
okay.
50 people, 50, 60 people. And I already started helping them figure out their vendors so they could move quickly because the date is coming fast. And the same thing happened for the Applebee's. Like they booked in August. We had 11/11 available. So people, we have dates available. So if you want it, if you are like, hey, you know what, let's just do this.
And
damn
just
thing,
so you know, I mean,
call
like
me.
this past weekend, or the last 2 weeks, like November is a very big wedding month for us here in Florida.
Yes.
And for instance, we had 8 weddings and events last week.
Oh my gosh.
The week of 11, or the weekend of 11/4, 11/3, 11/4, and to 11/5. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then November 10th, 11th, and 12th, we had 8 weddings and events as well.
Yep. 11/11 is always popular.
If it's on the weekend,
Yeah.
and it was on a Saturday. But let me just see here. February. What is it? 2/4. 24?
24. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's a Sunday. So it's not going to be as
And she's
popular.
doing a daytime, 12 to 6. She's doing brunch.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All
I was
right,
like, I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great concept. It's middle of the day. You don't have to worry about providing too much like alcohol.
Yeah. If you're doing a brunch wedding, in my eyes, you don't need a DJ. In my eyes. You might want to I don't know.
You don't think people are going to, want to dance in the middle of the day?
Nope.
Okay.
I did a brunch wedding at Mixon's. They didn't dance. If you want,
I remember that one.
yeah.
It was the crowd though, I think.
But I think in general, on a Sunday afternoon, like you'll probably.
So you probably want more live entertainment than anything, like a violinist or guitarist, somebody just playing
maybe
like
acoustic.
soft, acoustic so maybe
I don't think you'll need. Yeah, I don't think you'll need a DJ.
Noah Gray music might be a good fit for
Yeah,
them.
like one person and
Josh Borum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might. I'll have to send that to him.
Yeah, I think live music is a better choice.
I did send them you first already in an email.
Okay, well, thank you. But yeah, I think in this case for an afternoon wedding, like a brunch style wedding, you said 12 to 6. It's a 7-hour day, 6-hour day.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna last that long.
It includes like setup, they'll probably get there in the morning.
Well, what time is the ceremony?
I think they're doing. Well, and here's the thing. They only booked us for reception right now, and they did a half day because they might do a ceremony on the beach.
Okay. Jeez, that's such a far drive. Oh, my gosh. Couples, if you come to Florida and you come to Sarasota.
They live here, too. But that's the thing. That's why they're saying 11, they're doing like a 10 or 10:30 ceremony on the beach.
And then you've got an hour drive to the reception.
And then reception 12 to 6.
Because the retreat Sarasota.
They might switch it to on-site and have the same people that do the beach setup do all the decor on-site.
So the retreat Sarasota is probably about 45 minutes to an hour away from the beach. Depending.
No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
It is probably 30 minutes.
From Longboat, we're like 40. 30.
No.
It takes me 20 minutes to get downtown. 25.
From the retreat.
Yeah, straight down Fruitville. And then all I got to do is cross the John Ringling and go across the Longboat Keep. There's a pass. I'm at the beach.
Okay, so 45 minutes to an hour.
On a bad day.
On a bad day, it's an hour.
In season, which is when this wedding is.
Anyway, we digress.
It's up to them. I said, whatever you guys decide. They might do a trolley, drive everybody over, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's, it's only $12.50 to book the space.
There you go.
Right?
Well, yeah, and definitely look at the retreat Sarasota being a newer venue and I finally made it out there.
Yes.
Which is really cool. I got to check it out. It was really, it was a cool spot. It's definitely out there.
We're about 10 minutes from the interstate. It is,
I
literally.
don't think so.
It's 7 miles. It's like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on traffic and the time of day from the interstate. I drive it every day.
I know. All right. Anyway.
But yeah, so we did all of that this weekend. So we had a really great wedding. We booked a lot of stuff this past week. So if anybody's looking for dates and they're like not finding the date available, and another client came to us and she was having a hard time because she wants to bring in particular caterers. We're flexible in that aspect, as long as I can vet them before you book them.
Sure.
And just make sure that they work well with other vendors, that they've got a good reputation, that, you know, they'll follow our on-site rules, that kind of stuff. So currently we're kind of being flexible, but we will have a preferred catering list coming up very soon,
Okay.
like
cool.
first of the year. And then I celebrated my birthday.
Yes. Happy belated birthday.
Yay.
Your birthday
thanks.
was November 12th.
Yes.
And it is, yeah.
Yesterday.
Happy belated.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a chill, kind of relaxed weekend. I went to dinner last Friday. I kind of do a little bit every
It's your
all
birthday month.
Yeah. And I tell people starting 11/1, it is Scorpio season. It is my birthday month. Don't play with me.
Yeah, that's right. Don't.
So I did some brunching and I sat out in the sun along the Sarasota Bay and hung out for a little while, and then did some dinner and some shopping. And my kid got me a cup. I have to tell you what the cup said,
Okay.
because it's very fitting to what we're discussing as far as like my role that I play that you think I should be doing more.
Planning? Wedding
Yeah,
planner?
Yeah, that. So he ordered it all on his own on Amazon. And this is what it says: Chaos Coordinator. Someone who solves problems you never knew existed in ways that will blow your mind. See also Ninja, Rockstar, Legend.
That's pretty cool.
I know. It's like, yay. I was like, that's the middle kid for you.
There you go.
And then I just had some lunch today to celebrate my birthday with a friend. We did sushi and wine for lunch. So,
Nice.
you know, I do a little bit of everything.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll be doing some fundraising later this month, too. I'm going to go visit and dedicate some of my time to the Manatee County Animal Shelter and walk some dogs.
Okay.
So a little bit of everything. And that's in honor of my mom, because she got her dog Buddy, who we now own, from the shelter. So it's kind of a little like nod to her.
Okay.
So, yeah. Lots of fun stuff going on.
Lots.
Yeah.
And lots of fun stuff.
So what was interesting about your 8 weddings? Tell me
Oh,
some good.
well, all right. So we had lots of weddings and events this past weekend. Friday, I had a wedding at...
Where was the wedding that happened? I saw on Instagram where the groom and the bride were behind the DJ stand just
That was me.
wilding out.
Yep, that was my wedding.
Okay, I was like, who's doing this wedding? I know it's your team, but I was like,
That was me.
I don't see an actual. And she was actually spinning on. I was like,
well, she was pretending, but she
I
was
was like,
getting
did
it.
she just touch that? But they were rocking
Well, I
out.
told them, I was like, all right, listen, because we had planned it out. The photographers wanted to get some photos, and like all the guests came over.
All
It was
the
really
things.
cool. And I said, all right, listen, this deck over here
Don't
is
touch.
live. Don't touch it. That's what's playing the music that you're listening to right now. This one right here, you can do whatever you want. I mean, don't do whatever you want, but
I
you
mean,
can touch it.
She was like,
Yeah.
she was.
She was trying to scratch, do all the things.
Where
Yeah,
was that one at?
So I'll get to that one in a second.
'Kay.
So Friday, I was at Lido Beach Resort on Friday.
Okay, you like it there.
That was my first time at this location.
Wait, because they have like 12.
It's Opal, like
Opal Sands Resorts. or
Yeah, whatever,
Opal-
yeah.
yeah.
So they have a bunch of those hotels along Lido and Longboat.
Okay.
But so this is my first time at this venue. It wasn't bad. It was actually nice. The reception was on the 6th floor in their ballroom.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
How'd
there's-
you get up there?
Luckily they were super, like the staff at the hotel were super helpful.
Okay, good.
And they weren't like, just gonna say it, they weren't like the Ritz or any of those places where
gotta
you
come in
cannot
a
be seen by
tunnel and-
anybody, and you have to travel.
Underground.
You literally have to walk 20 minutes to get to your site. You have to go
Yes.
behind everything.
Yes.
I get the idea behind it, but like, help us out, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And don't be so rude. Anyway, Lido Beach Resort, they were awesome. They're like, here, go through this. I mean, it was not the main elevator, but it was like, it was.
It still got you where you needed to go, and it was convenient.
It was it was much more convenient than a lot of, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, the reception was on the 6th floor in the ballroom. There's about 150 guests. And then the ceremony was out on the beach.
Yeah. Which is when you should be doing weddings on the beach. November, December.
It was still
January,
hot.
February. It was a little bit more warm.
This
weekend
this
than
week
it was supposed to
this
be.
weekend was hot, but
Don't do June, July, August, and
No,
September
God,
on the
no.
beach. Just
no,
saying.
just I'm not going to do it. I
He's like, nope,
Nope.
I'm busy.
was doing anything else at that time. But so yeah, the ceremony and the cocktail hour was outside, was out on the beach, which was cool. And that was they were.
Uh-oh.
the
There's if you haven't learned by now by listening to us, there's always something that we just are like, but
Oh, yeah.
this happened.
Yeah, so this happened. And actually, this happened a couple times the last 2 weeks. So, all right. So once we get to dancing,
Yeah.
this is at the Lido Beach Resort, I don't know what was happening. I wasn't plugged into, I wasn't running like a lot of power because the uplights that I have, those are all battery operated. So not plugged into anything. The only things that were, and I had like my speakers were plugged into separate outlets.
Okay.
And then I just had my DJ booth and my controller on my computer. So like not a lot was plugged in.
Yeah.
But I definitely had the music turned all the way up. And the lights, the lights up,
The canisters?
in the ceilings were like, at first, like I feel like they tried to dim the lights,
Okay.
and so I think when they did that, I don't think it had anything to do with me, but when they dimmed the lights, then they like on, and then they would fade off, and then this one come on and fade out. And at first, I was like, oh shit, they got like a whole little
vibe going
that they've built for like parties and like DJing
Right.
because like my uplights are going and then like these are just going on and off and like fading in and out and then they would stay on and then they come off
Almost
and
like
then
a
on
kid
and
was
off
over there messing with
and then
it.
right and so I like the event manager came over to me and he's like, honestly, I have no idea what's going on, but these are not supposed to be doing that. And I said, well, I can tell you I am not hooked up to anything that is connected to those lights. So it's not me.
Oh, the lights wanted to play too. That's
And
funny.
the bride kept coming over. She's like, is there any way you can turn these lights off? I'm like, honestly, they're doing their own thing right now. I have no idea like what's going on with them. And then they would turn off for a while. And then they would start like strobing and like going with the music. I'm like, I mean, it's kind of a vibe. But on
that's hilarious.
that same kind of topic, the week prior,
Oh yeah.
I was at I DJ'd a wedding. It was actually for somewhat of an old family member.
Once removed.
Once removed, yes. A former
A
family.
sibling for
Not even a sibling.
No.
It was a former family member. Anyway,
Once removed.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I DJ'd her daughter's, which, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. It was my ex-stepmom and her
Her daughter.
so which would be my
Ex-stepsister.
ex-stepsister. So
Once removed.
Once
yeah.
removed.
Yeah.
DJ'd her wedding. It was a great time. It was a hotel in Venice. I'm not gonna call it out.
Of course.
But I got there and like, oh, okay, this is
Interesting.
interesting. We start the party,
Uh-huh.
and I shit you not, the canisters from the ceilings where the lights were, they start falling off the ceiling. They start falling down.
You sent me a video and I was like, oh,
Like,
no.
what is going
and it almost
on
fell
here?
on top of you.
Right, there was one that fell right on top. I wish I got video of them actually falling.
Yeah.
At one point, the event manager of the venue is standing right next to me. We're like looking at the canisters. We're like, ooh, that one's next. Look at it. Look at it. And sure as shit, 5 minutes later, it just popped right down. I want to say probably 8 of the light
Oh
the
my
canisters fell
gosh.
down
I can't.
from the ceiling.
I can't. Who installed that?
I don't know, but and I
Like-
asked them. I said, "What is going on?" They said, "Well, we had a DJ here not too long ago that just like brought all of the sound that you can possibly buy.
So
Apparently,
it loosened it?
the subwoofers that this guy had apparently just like was shaking the walls and the ceilings to where they started falling out of the ceiling,
They just
and so they
shoved
just
them.
pushed them back in
Okay,
and
carry
hope it didn't
on.
happen again." And I have my little, I have what are called Evolve 50s. They're like a line array system. They're smaller speakers, but
Yeah.
they pack a good punch.
Yeah.
And I say they're good for guests up to like 100, 115 guests total, or
Yeah.
else the guests will start to drown out the sound and it's just not good. And there were probably about, I want to say at this wedding in Venice was probably about 70. So I was like,
so
okay, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaking the walls and the ceilings to where all these things were falling from the ground. Or, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, from the ceiling. So that was interesting.
That is funny.
So yeah, the shit that you see at weddings is
Oh, there's a big long list of
Yeah.
shit you see at a
Yeah.
wedding.
So back to this particular weekend. So Lido Beach, great wedding. The bride and groom were awesome. The guests were awesome. The weddings that I did this particular weekend, the guests were awesome.
Yeah.
They all had a great time. They all knew how to party. And then on Saturday, I was at Mission Lago Estate, which is in
Yes.
Thonotosassa. I think that's how you say it.
The Nona Sassa, yeah.
Thonotosassa.
By just over past Tampa.
Yeah, it's exit
almost to Plant
it's
City.
it's exit 10 off of I-4.
Yeah.
Exit. So it's like if you're going north on I-75 and you get off the I-4 exit and you're going east, it's the first exit
Okay.
off of I-4.
Yeah.
So it's only about an hour from here, which isn't bad.
No.
Beautiful. Mission Lago Estate is absolutely insane.
Is it?
It is beautiful.
Like,
I got
what's the
there.
vibe?
It's kind of, it's like country, like proper, like I don't even, like, it's like a country vibe.
Proper?
It's like a country. It's like, no, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. I
know.
It's like, it's a barn. They have a barn.
Okay.
So that's where we were in that video that you saw.
Oh.
We were inside the barn, but outside they have an area with like bistro lighting, and that's where all the dinner, like all the tables were for dinner.
Uh-huh.
And then the ceremony, they have like 3 separate areas for ceremony that you can choose from, but they're like the other end of campus.
Vineyard type barn.
They did
to
have
me.
they do have a vineyard there.
Okay.
They also have like a mansion.
Wow.
Yeah,
They're doing all the things.
it's insane.
Okay.
It was really cool.
I like that. I'll take a look at it.
The planners were stressing me out.
That's not supposed to
No,
happen.
no. I don't know, like, if they were understaffed. They weren't understaffed. I think things were happening that they couldn't control. And I will say, like, some of the family members weren't the easiest to work with. So maybe that's why they were stressing out. And
That happens.
yeah, it happens all the time. But overall, the overall experience, this is my second time there, and it was awesome. I loved the fact, because you can also have like the guests inside the barn and have like dinner and dancing in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they had this set up was dinner and everything was out on their little, like, I don't know, not a patio.
Like paver area?
It was kind of pavered, yeah.
Okay.
But they had bistro lighting outside. It was awesome.
Like Tuscan lighting, like maybe felt like more like Italy.
Yeah, a little bit. And it was black tie event,
Oh, okay.
which is definitely fitting for this venue. The only thing that was difficult for me was my main setup was inside the barn, because that's where the dancing, they called it Club Nelly, was going to be, because
Okay.
their last name was Nelson. That was the new last name.
I love that.
So the hashtag
So
was
then they opened it up and was like, "Now, welcome to," almost like an after
Welcome to the
party,
party,
but
yeah.
it's welcome to the party.
Mhm.
I
So
love that.
So they had couches, they had like little seating areas. We had our
Nice.
new photo booth there, which went off with it without a hitch.
Perfect.
So really excited about our new photo booth. That was in there. Yeah, they had like 2 areas for couches and like seating, and then you can go in and out. But yeah, they called it Club Nelly.
I love that.
So when I started, so the difficult part of this was my main setup was inside Club Nelly in the
Mhm.
barn,
Yeah.
but they did their speeches and their first dances outside, which was a pretty good distance away from each other.
Yeah.
So I basically had to have like multiple main setups
So, and then plus ceremony.
plus ceremony. So
And
yeah,
you said that was really far.
that was
away.
a far walk.
Oh, you had to walk.
I had to walk. Now the guests, they have like a Rolls Royce golf cart
Okay.
style golf cart. Yeah,
They couldn't like haul you over. there?
they no. I'm not gonna say no.
I mean, you could. I mean, drop off there with.
They were
and then
picking
you-
up in-
and then you drop off in the other
you would
spot.
think they were
I
picking
mean,
up.
you know, you like if you like, were you
No.
able to drop off and then no?
No.
Well, you got
They're
your
very
workout
particular.
in.
But yeah, so Mission Lago Estate, beautiful venue.
Sounds amazing.
It was really cool.
It looked like a fun party.
Yeah, and the bride and groom, congrats to Jillian and Travis, the new Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
I like it.
Hashtag newly Nelson.
It's
And
getting hot in here.
yeah, and Club Nelly.
Club.
They, holy cow. It was funny because it ended at 11 o'clock. And dancing started around 7:45, 8 o'clock, and I started the music, and so we opened up the barn doors, and everybody's just kind of like looking in, like, oh, what's going on in there?
Like,
And like, because I had the uplighting staged.
like,
and,
okay, this is I love a good transition.
Mhm.
I love like building.
Mhm.
Like you start out like, okay, simple ceremony, beautiful, elegant. Then you move to like, I love transitions and I love the build up. And then when you do it right, when the dancing starts, and that's your top, then that's perfect.
Can I tell you, for cocktail hour, full spread. They had caterers coming around with hors d'oeuvres, but they also had a full spread of
like a grazing
they
table.
They had two. They had chicken
How many
tacos.
people?
There were 180 at this one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There were two grazing tables. They had pasta. They had chicken tacos. They had empanadas.
Who was the caterer?
Metz.
Oh yeah,
METZ. You've heard of them?
Yeah, I've worked with them before. They're really good. Metz cuisine.
Yeah, they were. It was so good. And then they were coming around with sushi.
This couple is a foodie couple.
I was
they hit
blown
all
away.
the points.
I was blown away.
Like, oh, you
and
like
they're from Sarasota.
You like chicken, like fried chicken? Cool. You got sushi? Yes.
Yep.
All the things.
Yeah.
From fried to raw.
Yep.
Everything
and
in between.
I was, so I had sound out there for
nice.
ceremony.
You ate good.
And the couple was like, go and enjoy cocktail hour, because I was kind of nervous because obviously I don't know the planners. They were internal planners at Mission. Okay. I don't know them very it's my first time. I mean, I've only been there twice. It's my second time, and the first time I was there was probably like a year and a half ago. So I don't want them to judge me. Like, I know that I can partake, but I also
there's a certain level of comfortability.
But I also felt like anytime I asked a question, it was like, oh, what do you need? That's why I felt stressed. Because
you felt like you were
I felt like I was bothering them. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I just need to know where you need me to set up for the ceremony, because it wasn't it wasn't clear.
Simple communication.
They didn't communicate with me at all.
I feel like I teach a class.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but overall it was great. It was an amazing night.
Yay!
They partied hard.
Nice.
Nothing was falling from the ceilings.
Did they stop at 11?
We had to stop at 11.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Hard
because noise ordinance.
Yep.
Oh, and I got a one more song chant on Friday night, which was fun. Got that one. I got a one more song chant on Saturday.
Yes.
You gotta love that. And then on Friday, I got a one more song chant. I'm like, I just played y'all the one more song. You gotta go. It's time to go. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna be in trouble. What did the couple on Saturday do for a send-off? Or did they have late-night snacks?
They had pizza, late-night snacks. Yep.
I knew it.
That one ended at 10, though. But all the guests were staying at the hotel. So I'm like, why didn't you end later? They all literally went into the restaurant, which was right next door, and started drinking and partying in there. I mean, not
and
like...
at Mission, did they do any late-night snack?
They had at Mission...
Send-off?
Honestly, I don't know what they did at Mission. They don't think so. They had...
I
was so stressed.
I
don't even know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think they probably needed it because we were well fed.
Yeah. From
cocktail hour into dinner. Yeah, it was great. So those were my personal two weddings on Friday and Saturday, and then the team, we had a wedding at the airport, at the Dolphin Aviation in a hangar, airport hangar.
I had some friends post that they went to a wedding there, and I was like, "Is there
on Saturday
aviation?" Yeah.
Yeah, Dolphin Aviation. It was
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was about 180 guests there, so a lot of big weddings.
Black tie too. It was very Yep.
They and I believe the groom was a pilot or is a pilot or had some sort of affiliation with being a pilot.
Okay.
So that's why they did it at the hangar.
That's cool.
So that was an amazing evening. We had a wedding at Baker's Ranch.
So you got to work with Farah over there, who used to work for me at the Bishop.
Where?
She just started at Baker's.
Oh, okay. I haven't worked with her yet.
Yeah. Long blonde hair, super sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. Congrats, Farah.
Hello, Farah. So we were at Baker's. Then we were also at Crooked River Ranch, which is out east in Mayaca, another barn-themed wedding. Joey was out there. Lewis was over at Baker's. DJ Jason, who's one of my newer guys from Fort Lauderdale. He was at the airport hangar. We actually also had a wedding reception at Daiquiri Deck.
Really?
At the south location on Siesta
Carolina
Key.
killed that, didn't she?
Carolina didn't do that one.
Oh, who did that one?
Mike. DJ Mike.
Okay.
Mike Tastic.
Nice.
Carolina was actually, she wasn't working with me this weekend. She was doing a quinceañera.
Okay.
And she was.
Anything in the DMV area?
Carlos had weddings, but not with me.
Okay.
But he did. He actually texted me, talking about. This was interesting. So when you say like earlier, when you said, 9 out of 10 times I as a planner will kill it, but there's always one where something happens. Well, in this case, I'm like, well, it can also happen with a venue.
Yeah.
Like things
absolutely,
can happen.
Yeah.
So, what did he say? Let's see here. I was just talking to Carlos, and he said, I have a Zoom call this week with the planner, venue owner, and other vendors to discuss how bad a wedding went a couple weeks ago. And it wasn't that Carlos did a bad job. The venue didn't have enough power.
Oh.
They kept tripping literally. All right. So he said all the power at the tent was on one circuit. They had heaters. The catering team had warmers plus equipment for the DJ all in one
Catering
circuit.
should have had their own generator in the back on the cook tent.
They lost power 3 times.
Yeah, catering gets their own. So
Caterers had to go up the. Now again, this is in the DMV area, so the caterers had to go up to the hill to the house to warm up the food and bring back down to the tents. I don't know how far that was. Apparently, it's a brand new venue / Airbnb.
Okay, let me just say, folks, if you are renting a tent and you need catering and they're getting their own like cook tent space, they need their own generator, if not 2. Hands down. Then you also need power if it's not associated out there, wherever you're at on the ground. We have it at the Retreat Sarasota. We have power, but we just did our big farm to table fundraiser. There was 250 people. We never lost power. We had lighting. We had TVs.
So
we had
as the
cafe
venue,
lighting, catering, they had generators and we had bathrooms.
So that's a good question, or that leads to my question. Does the venue have the generators available, or is it up to the responsibility of the vendor?
So if you require more power than what the venue provides, like such as catering and you're doing a cook tent, you have to bring a generator or rent one.
So you should, if you're going to do that, then
Absolutely.
you have to put that on your invoice for the couple.
And as the client, when you are looking at doing something that's not in a normal spot, like for us, our west lawn is huge. We can fit 950 cars on the east lawn, and I can fit 1,000 people on the west lawn if we were to ever have that. So we had 250 people 2 weeks ago for our biggest fundraiser of our year. And the bathrooms had their own generator. Mm-hmm. The cook tent had 2 generators. The sound and equipment had power running, but then they also had generators, and they're quiet generators. Yeah. So if you as the client are doing something in an area that is not a norm, expect and ask your vendors, are you bringing a generator? Will you have enough power? Because just say the venue's not going to provide you with all that power.
Apparently this is a new venue. It's a new venue, and I don't know the conversations that were had prior.
And maybe it was their big first one, and and here's the thing, trial and error.
So I'm guessing,
don't know until you know.
But I'm guessing based on, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more, based on the conversation that I've received from Carlos, mm-hmm. I don't think that the venue communicated everything to the couple.
Oh.
Because the brides want, the brides want the deposit back from the venue, and the venue's refusing. They've had, let's see here. So this was.
I tell people when they rent the West Lawn, there's no power out there. So you have to bring in bathrooms, and you need to make sure everyone that needs power brings their own generator.
Oh, and there was, all right, so more to this story. So Carlos was talking to I think this is a planner. So they had issues with the venue prior. The planner had issues with the venue. The caterers couldn't use their equipment because of the power deficiency. Then went to the house, and the power shorted there at the house. They had the venue had 0 staff members on site for any walkthrough or event. So they had 0 members on site.
That venue is doing it all wrong.
Yeah, the planner said, it's horrible. I've never had such a shameless venue that gave no Fs about their clients.
Wow. You know,
And then the venue saying the venue is claiming that the vendors used the wrong outlets, to which their response is, well, there was nobody on
Nobody
site
on
for
site
us
to
to talk
ask.
to.
no, you cannot. Okay, clients also, if you're booking a venue, ask if there's going to be staff on site for incidentals. For example, at the Retreat Sarasota, I am there the whole entire time. And my campus superintendent lives on property and is a veteran and a medic.
Yep.
So, if anything, and he knows the waters, like we've had water, we've had light, we've had things happen, you know, even just having like retreat weekends when we do them for our participants, there's been some things like we had a plumbing issue this weekend, that the water that feeds the horses. Well, it was just old pipe and it burst. And so here we are. He fixed it midday Saturday. But ask if there's somebody on site.
Yeah.
Security's not there to do plumbing.
Yeah.
Your DJ's not gonna fix the water faucet, and
No.
like or the electrical issue.
Just have those conversations ahead of time.
Absolutely.
But
I've had to flip a few switches. Like I think it mixins some power. Sometimes the power has gone out, or the AC is the biggest one that we always had to contend with in the summer because it was just never ready. It was like, oh, it's
so
summer.
hot.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And then have somebody on site.
So that was Carlos's weekend.
Oh, boy.
And then the last event that we had was a debutante party.
Oh, okay.
DJ Terry, who again is one of my newer guys on the team.
Where was that one at?
This was at the Polo Club. No. The Polo Fields. I'm sorry,
Yes.
the Polo Fields.
I think they came to us to host that, and then
Possibly.
the Field Club. I was told it's like $30,000 minimum, but they were members, and so
I don't know. This is at
what
the
I would have fun.
This is at Lakewood Ranch Polo Club. The Polo Fields. So it was like a country theme. I think it was like a diamonds.
Diamonds and denim.
Diamonds and denim.
Yep. Very familiar with this.
Terry was the DJ, and then a woman that I used to work with at White Buffalo Saloon in Joyland. I was a line dance instructor. She succeeded me, so she's the line dance instructor at Joyland now. So I reached out to her. I said, "Hey, can you teach some line dance lessons?" So she taught some lessons at
fun.
the debutante party too. So everything went great. Everything went
Good.
awesome. No issues.
Hello, season.
Yeah, it's here. So yeah, that was my weekend, and this upcoming weekend is actually gonna be a little bit calmer, which is nice as we head into
Because-
Thanksgiving. We've got 2 weddings this weekend, and then the next week is Thanksgiving. No, actually, I don't have any weddings on Friday or Saturday, but I am gonna be at Molly's on Black Friday.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
So Molly's
I'm
on
gonna come.
Black Friday, Saturday off, Sunday I have a wedding at Lakewood Ranch.
And then I'll see you again as a guest December 2nd.
Oh, and then December 2nd is here for
Yeah, that's
somebody
gonna be a
who
good
we
one.
had on this podcast,
Yeah.
Mr. Pajak.
He's getting married.
It's not Pajak, it's Pajak.
Pajak.
So that one's going to be fun. I'm super excited for that one.
Me too.
And that one's going to be at the Pell Crosley.
It's going to be
December 2nd is a
hype.
very big wedding day too. So,
Yeah.
So speaking of weddings and all the things, we're actually going to go into, now that we've been talking for 42 minutes, almost 43.
Well, we hope you learned something
right.
in that first 42 minutes. If not, listen again.
So the actual topic of today's discussion is actually, so we've talked about previously how the timeline of planning your wedding.
Yes, from engagement to
Yes.
picking a date. Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about the actual timeline of the day of your wedding.
Yes.
And how the timeline of everything works. Now, this is different in different regions throughout the U.S. However, this is what we typically see here in the Sarasota, like the Tampa Bay market.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through the timeline of how things run, like the run of day.
Yeah. A basis for it. I mean, everybody's going to have like their own like
There are
little
adjustments, yeah.
but this
variations
is
to
your
it.
good like framework to base your day upon.
So let's just say, for example, your ceremony starts at what time?
Well,
Let's just say 4 or 5 o'clock is usually.
yes. However, how do you determine what time your ceremony should be is based on the time the sun sets.
Right. So depending on what
So-
time of year.
It should be an hour and a half before the sun sets is what time your ceremony should be.
So 5:45 is what time? No, 5:30 is what time the sun's setting right now.
Right now, no, it's setting at 6:30.
What? It's dark at 5:45.
I
6
just
o'clock.
had a wedding at 5 o'clock, and it was not dark until like 6:30,
Hold on. What time
maybe 6:15.
does sun set today? And of course, I have no internet in here. What the hell? Oh, here. 5:40. 5:40.
Okay, fine.
I win.
He wins.
So,
Hour and a half before sunset
so 4 o'clock.
in the fall. Yes.
And that's what I am seeing a lot of 4 o'clock
We
ceremony
did a
starts.
5 o'clock this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
On Friday, we did a 5 o'clock. No, we did a 4:15 and then a 4 o'clock on Saturday. So, yeah, 4 o'clock has been. So, let's just say.
And it sounds early, but it's really not.
Yeah. So, let's just say 4 o'clock ceremony start.
Okay.
We'll just 4 o'clock ceremony start. Typically, what we see is the ceremonies, if it's not. What's the word I'm looking?
Daylight savings?
No.
No.
Not Christian based or like Catholic based. If it's
The non-denominational.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's non-denominational. It's just a basic,
Simple yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes is what you allot for it.
Yes. That includes everybody walking down and the exit.
Yes,
Yes.
30 minutes from start to the end of the ceremony.
Yes.
So that leads you to 4:30.
Yes.
Then
But you need to tell your guests to be there 30 minutes before.
oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
you were right. Yeah, you tell your
Yes.
guest to arrive at 3:30
Yeah, for a 4 o'clock.
for a
yes.
4 o'clock ceremony.
And sometimes they arrive at 3
That's fine.
or 2:45.
Well, they're going to be waiting around for a very long time, but at least they're there.
Yeah.
Because so often we get people that are coming right
Really
at 4
late.
o'clock, and I'm like, we got to wait for these motherfuckers to sit.
Right? And why are you walking down the aisle when the bride is
Oh my
ready to, or
gosh,
the couple
so
is walking
annoying.
down the aisle. Yeah.
So, all right, so 3:30 guests arrive.
Yep.
4 o'clock is when the ceremony starts. Hard time start.
Yes.
4:30, ceremony's done. They walk down the recessional. We release everybody to cocktail hour while the couple, if they haven't done so already, but typically they'll go and take photos or the
Yes.
remaining photos that they haven't
Remaining,
done. They'll do photos.
For about an hour.
So cocktail hour, so 4:30 to 5:30.
Yes.
Around 5:30 is when the guests now go to find their seats wherever the reception or ballroom is, wherever the reception is being held.
Yep.
Sometimes it's at the same spot as the cocktail hour. Sometimes it's a different area. but
Sometimes they got to drive.
I don't see that very often. But
Church.
well, if you're at the
versus
retreat
reception.
Sarasota,
You can do both on site.
I know I'm kidding.
He's messing with me.
So I'm just trying to keep this very basic. Obviously, there are variations to it. So
Yes. 5:30.
5:30, guests start to take their seats. Ideally, by 5:45, we're doing introductions.
Yes.
Grand introductions. So you can, if you want to introduce your parents, great. This is a great time to introduce and acknowledge your parents. Flower girls, ring bearers, if you have any. One trend, if we're gonna include what's trending right now.
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back weddings, and I've been seeing this a lot, especially now that I'm doing a lot of timelines. When we introduce the bridal party, bridesmaids all come in at one time.
Yep.
Groomsmen, they come in separately all at one time. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
please welcome your bridesmaids, but I will announce their names. They don't have to come in,
Like one at
Yeah.
a time. Not
Just-
like ducks in a row. Like you all just
Yeah.
go in at the same time. That's
Like-
what we were supposed to do for Lindsay's, and then we switched it up.
Yeah, so I was like, please welcome your bridesmaids, Ella, Jella, Mella, Kella,
Fella.
all the bridesmaids come in, they do their thing, they go to their seats.
Yes.
Change up the song. Let's bring out our groomsmen, Blake,
Bob.
Jake, Snake. all the groomsmen, they come in, they go to their seats, change up the song. Now we get everybody standing, get them all hyped up, get them all going crazy. And please welcome your brand new bride and groom, the new Mr. and Mrs. or Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. and Mrs.
All the
or
things.
Your
Or-
new couple, because
Yep.
if they don't have a
They don't want it. They don't get it. Yeah. You tell us how that goes.
right.
We have no discriminatory whatsoever.
Right.
We'll welcome it all.
That's right. So
New
introductions.
married couple.
Yeah, the new married couple. So introductions, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So now we're at 5:55.
Yes. First dance.
Ideally, we'd like to go into the first dance, and this is what we're seeing a lot of.
And I like this because women that are wearing dresses, or even the guys, do you just feel better if you haven't eaten? Like you feel like, oh, I can finally eat and sit and not have to do anything else for a little while. But if you eat first and then do first dance, you're like, oh, I just ate.
Or you're
And
just
still
hangry.
or you're self-conscious. Make sure your people feed you during cocktail hours.
Yeah,
so
you
you're
should
not
definitely get
hangry.
some snacks.
Just eat a little.
But yeah, so right after introductions, we typically go straight into the first dance.
Yes.
Depending on how long that is. Sometimes what I've been seeing, and it's about 50-50 right now, we'll complete the dances with your family dances, the father-daughter, the mother-son, and any other special dances that you guys want to do.
Absolutely.
Try and keep it to just maybe 2.
Yeah.
I've seen only one time, and this was not in Florida, this is Michigan, where they did a first dance, a father-daughter, a mother-son, an aunt and uncle, a grandmother, grandfather, a bridal party. Like it was literally an hour of formal dances.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about
It was annoying. And there was 200 guests.
And you couldn't eat during that time?
We had already eaten.
Oh, okay.
But
then they're not paying attention. Don't
no,
do that to
well, all the
people.
guests left.
Oh.
There were 200 guests. Let me tell you, after the dances, there were probably about 50.
Oh no.
That's it.
An hour of dances. Forget that.
Yeah. So anyway, so typically we'll see first dance, then father, daughter, mother, son, or we'll do first dance, and then from there we'll do if you want to do a welcome speech, or if you want to have anybody do a welcome speech, you can. You don't have to.
Plus the food or
Same thing with blessing. If you want somebody to do a blessing, you can, or you don't have to, and then dinner.
Yep. 45 minutes.
45 minutes for dinner, depending
on your guest count and if it's plated or buffet.
Exactly. So if it's a buffet, it's going to go a little bit quicker.
No, buffet goes slower.
What?
Buffet always goes slower.
No.
Yes, it does. Okay, I will fight you on this one.
I will fight you too.
Okay.
Because
buffet
I will tell
always
you.
takes longer.
Huh?
Buffet always takes longer.
I don't think so.
Okay. I can tell you that if you have a plated dinner and there's 150 people, all those plates should be and better be dropped in 10 to 12 minutes.
Be.
But even if it's not going to, buffet
it seems
takes
like caterers just aren't ready.
Buffet takes at least 30 to 40 minutes to get everybody through for 150 people, because they're like, okay, serving, and the next table. It takes a good 30 minutes to get everybody through.
We can agree to disagree on this one.
But it takes less than 30 minutes to plate 150 meals and get them on the tables. Yes, it does. It does. It does. I've done it.
Well, then at these venues, they're not doing it right because it takes forever.
No, plated should be like good to go.
I feel like
we had plated. We plated is quick.
I feel like buffet is quicker, but again, no. But okay, well, all right. Plated might be quicker if you're just doing a main meal. However, there are times with plated meals that you have the salad first.
The salad should already be out there when the guests arrive.
That I saw it for the first time.
There should be cold plates.
I saw that for the first time this weekend, that the salad was already out.
Yep.
That was at Lido Beach Resort. They did a great job with that.
And I bet you the plates were cold and in the fridge. That's what I used to do. If I knew there was a plated meal, I put the salad plates in the fridge and made sure they were cold, so that when guests come out and the salad goes on, it's still nice and cold and fresh by the time they get over there.
Then sometimes they have like an appetizer that comes out for depending on how
if there's like 4 courses, then it's gonna take forever. At the end of the day, they both take about 45 minutes. We'll call it that.
Okay, so 45 minutes in there. We digress. We just
45
whatever.
minutes. Agree to disagree.
An hour.
An hour. So now we're at 7 o'clock.
So hold on. What time did dinner start?
First dance at 6.
Dinner started. Well, okay, 6.
You're at 5:55. First dance is like 6:05. So we're at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, let's say like 6:15 is roughly when dinner is going to be, and then I would say about 30 minutes into dinner is when we'll do speeches.
Yes, because everybody's mouth is full and they'll listen.
Yes, true.
It's very true.
And ideally,
there's reasons.
Ideally, the bridal party has already eaten at that point.
Because they eat first. Damn it.
With the bride and groom or the couple
and the photographer.
All right, that's another thing we need to talk about.
No.
Let me tell you, caterers. I'm going to digress again. Caterers, I don't think that you guys. I understand that the main people that you want to take care of are the couple and their guests, and we as vendors very much appreciate when you feed us. Trust me on that. However, it makes 0 sense for you to feed us after everybody else has eaten?
I agree, but I knew you were going. You're very passionate
Because
about this.
I had this issue happen again at Lido Beach Resort.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
He called you out.
It is most caterers, when it comes to plated meals, most 90% of caterers are this way. They don't think of like, oh, well, you know, they don't realize, well, when you feed us after everybody else is eaten, well, everybody
Back
else
to work.
everybody else is eaten and they're ready to get the night going.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to get back to work.
Yeah.
There have been some venues that actually have a separate area for the vendors.
Or we make sure that we bring you a plate. Like you get a plate.
Right.
Brought
Well,
to you.
they'll have like a separate server for the vendors.
Yeah.
And
That makes good sense.
right. And that everything
Because
works well.
also in catering, you get to eat behind the scenes when everybody's done eating because you've already like served and picked up plates and now you can like chill in the back. That's not how it works for all the other vendors.
Right.
Just because that's how you guys operate, that's not how all the other vendors operate. They actually operate on the same timeline as the guests.
Yeah. And I understand that, you know, I feel like we're just little peons for them. Really, I feel that way.
Love on your vendors, caterers.
Yeah. We love you for the most part. But if you're going to feed us, which again, we very much appreciate, but don't feed us after everybody else has eaten because now we're getting back to work and now we can't eat.
Exactly. And then we're hangry.
Oh.
We ain't doing so well.
Anywho, all right. So 30 minutes
Yep.
into dinner is usually when the toasts
It's
happen.
like 6:45.
6:45, yes.
Yes.
And then after toasts, all right, well, majority of all the formalities have happened, but my thought process is after toast, cake.
I know.
And then if you still have
My process is not toast then cake, just so we're clear.
all right, so I'm gonna talk about my process first. Toasts,
Should I leave
and then no toasts at around 6:45.
Yep.
Once those are done, probably about 7:00.
Yep.
Then if we still haven't done the family dances, we'll do the family dances,
Mm-hmm.
and that will eventually lead us into dancing.
Yes.
What is your take on that?
Okay.
So
yes, up until cutting cake. Let the people chill for a little bit. Let the food digest, because as soon as you cut cake, people start to leave.
nope, that's
Yes.
false.
No, it's not false.
When's the last time you did?
Don't even. I have planned over 500 weddings. No.
No, see, I understand. I understand your thought process.
And catering needs a break. Like you got
Get everything done.
No.
What do you mean get a break? All they have to do is
nope.
they
I'm
can cut
here,
the cake. No,
catering,
listen.
I'm fighting for you right here.
They
This
can
is
cut
me.
the cake. They don't have to bring it out right away.
Okay, but if they cut the cake, guests are like, "Well, where's the cake? Why
No.
don't we have any? Where's the cake?"
No, you
All
just
the
said they
older
need time
people
to
are like,
digest. That's great.
But they're like, "Where's the cake?" So I can go home. No, we're gonna hold you hostage a little bit, make you wait for the little dessert and the cake.
Yeah, but a lot of the times there's already a dessert table out that's just chilling.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No.
Again, there's a lot
Anyway,
of agreeing to disagree in this,
I do
this
at least
segment.
30 to 45 minutes of dance session, and then we'll cut cake and open up the dessert bar, and then we'll get right back to another 45 minutes to an hour of dancing after
Now
that.
you're just interrupting the flow of the night.
I gave you 45 minutes. You should be used to my timeline by now. This is how it's always gone.
And I've always
And he's always wanted to try to.
Try, I
I'm going
have.
to call him out. Exactly. He has literally let me be in the kitchen trying to get everything together and doing planning. All right, we're going to cut the cake. What did he just say?
No,
I
hell
go,
no. I am not. First of all,
All
I
right, we're going to
always
go ahead and cut the cake in a couple minutes. And I'm like, damn it. He's
I
moved
say
it
in a
up.
couple minutes, but that doesn't mean it's like
But he moved
just-
it up before it was supposed to happen by 45 minutes.
no. First of all, chill. I
love
always talk to the wedding planners and the photographers
do.
and everybody
Yes.
else to say, hey, what's the plan? Do we want to go
Yes.
ahead and do this? And if everybody says yes, let's go
Yes,
ahead.
You do, but you always try to move it up.
Yeah.
He's like, can we move cake up? Can we cut
Heck
cake now?
yeah,
Can
because
we
I
cut
don't
cake?
because usually we only have about 2
Oh.
hours of dance time.
And I break it into 2 whole increments for you.
No.
It's like brother and sister.
You get everything out of the way because the ultimately
And then there are times where I'm like, yes, just like bang, 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 get it done.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like this
yeah.
the segmented things.
But I only break it up into 2 big segments. I don't do like a stop, start, constantly. It's a 45 minute to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, then, no. Yeah.
Mm.
But anyway, so up to, let's say, all right, so 7 o'clock, cake cutting.
We'll go with that.
7 o'clock is ideally when the speeches will end, and then we'll open up for either cake, whatever you guys want. You can either do cake cutting, or you can just open up to dance starting.
Yes.
And this is if you go for, if this is if you're doing like a 5-hour wedding and reception.
From ceremony, yeah.
So 4 to 9, that's 5 hours.
Let me just back up for 1 second.
Okay.
Some couples aren't doing the whole look at us while we cut cake.
Oh, no, that's another thing.
So that's also a thing. Like, if you're not like trying to bring all the attention, just bring your photographer over, pretend to cut cake. We'll take the cake away.
Yep.
And then we'll plate it and put it out
I want to
later.
say that the 2 weddings that I
That's been
did this
happening
past
more
weekend,
often.
yeah, Friday and Saturday, the 2 weddings that I did, they were very similar
Yeah.
as far as like the flow of things. They both had like 180 guests. They both were like partying hard, but they both wanted to. The bridal parties, bridesmaids came in at once, groomsmen.
Yeah.
Same thing on both weddings, and then they both, they didn't want a formal announcement of the cake cutting, which I'm great with.
Yeah, because honestly, the photographer gets their best work when it's, just get it done privately. It's good to go.
Yeah.
And then you can move on from there. And then you're not having guests get in the way of the photos being taken.
Yeah.
And then you can cut the cake and serve it whenever you're ready.
But, oh God, okay. You know what? Listeners, whoever is listening to this, we want your take.
Vote.
We want to vote. What do you think as far as the timeline should be? Like, what should come after toasts?
Say ye?
What say ye? What should come after toasts, at dinner? Should we go into
Party?
Well,
Or cut the cake.
Or cut the cake.
Then party.
I feel like you get everything out of the way. And I will tell you, majority, if there are photographers, the photographers and videographers are with me on this because they're the ones that are having to do it. Caterers, I don't know, I would like to get caterers' thought process on it as well because you don't necessarily have to cut all the cake all at once, and get it out ASAP.
No, but there's like, so as soon as dinner is served and all of that, there's like a cleanup process that has to happen. Like you have to clean up, get everything like put away kind of, and make space for cutting cake. And depending on how big that cake is, it takes a moment. Like you need some time.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
and then you got servers still picking up plates.
Have the couple cut the cake, okay? So they have their one little slice. You can take the cake back and let it sit,
and then hold
or
it
just
hostage.
leave it right there until you guys are ready. But at least the actual formality of the cake cutting is done. I'm not saying cut the entire friggin' cake and then send it out to everybody.
Except I got friggin' Grandma Joe coming up.
Well, she can go to the dessert table and get her own damn.
I want cake.
Grandma Joe can do whatever the hell else she wants.
We're partying. It's now 7:45.
And you can go home, Grandma Joe. It's past your bedtime anyway. So that's how your timeline should be. There it is.
You gotta finish it.
That is the finish.
No.
It ends at 9. You're done. Go home.
Oh, you're ending. Oh God! Everybody go home.
Everybody go home.
What about garden bouquet, sir?
That's not really happening. That's not happening anymore.
I just told you you're not getting it.
You're not doing the garter bouquet. But honestly,
and you're not doing the shoe game, and you're not doing the anniversary dance. You're not doing anything.
Well, all right. If you're gonna add the anniversary dance,
while out for an hour to 2 hours.
Hell
and just straight up sway
because
balls
you've
to the
been
wall dancing, and call it a night.
That's right.
And then do a last dance. Can we add that to it?
Well, there's a last dance. Yeah.
Okay, so then you're done.
Then you're done. Unless you do a special send off.
You're done.
Then you have to. But yeah, if you're doing any other formalities like an anniversary dance, I would recommend doing that after your speeches. Like use that to open up the dance floor. So
I do agree.
But use a dance if you're gonna do the family dances like a mother-daughter, father-daughter, mother-son. Use that as an opening, or use those dances then going to the anniversary dance and use that as an opener. That way, everybody's on the dance floor.
Yes, do something to get them all out there. Even Ying Photography likes to bring everybody on the dance floor for a photo. And then you put on a really good dance song, and they're already on the dance floor, so you get everybody's already out there to dance. Oh my gosh! I hope you guys get like a kick out of us.
God. Killing me.
We do
Smalls.
love each other.
I
That's the
think
part.
this is the first time we like didn't agree on something on the podcast.
I was like, oh wait. But it's just a preference. Like, but I know you always. I don't know how many times I've said he's gonna try to move his cake up.
Yeah.
Yep. Tim just asked
Well,
me to move
no,
the cake
no,
up.
I will.
Can
I
we
will
move
see.
cake up?
No, first of all, I will see that it'll go toast, then, yeah, toast.
And then like 45 minutes of dancing, and then cake
Well, that's-
cutting,
yeah, that's-
anniversary. Or
No,
you know what
this
I
is what I'll
always like
see.
to do?
Well-
I like to do garter. I like to do cake, garter, bouquet,
Yes.
and then done.
Okay, so here's
then we
what
do
I
another
typically see.
45
When I
minutes.
see that the family dances are later in the evening, I'll see toasts, family dances, cake, dance, which that doesn't make sense to me.
No.
So that's where my issue is.
Yeah. So
If we're
for me,
doing
when we're
cake-
stopping for cake, we're also stopping for garter and bouquet,
That's fine. Yeah.
and then we're doing
if
45 more
if we're
minutes.
if there's two more formalities, then yes.
Yeah, I'm not stopping just to cut cake. We're doing multiple. I like to group things as
Yeah.
well. So if we're doing, like, for instance, first dance, father, daughter, mother, son, right? Or whatever that looks like for your family. So that's a triple whammy,
yeah.
right? And then we're doing speeches and then anniversary dance or just speeches during the middle of dinner. I don't really find that as a stoppage, really.
No, it's
because
not.
it's during, like,
Yeah.
downplay kind
But
of
when it's
music,
time to
piano
go,
music.
then yeah.
But then when it's time to go, it's like, all right, we're going, and then we'll stop just for
All right, so-
cake garter bouquet or a cake anniversary shoe game. It's usually like a couple of things that I put together,
No, I
and
agree
then
with
we
that.
go to another 45
What
minutes
if there was
to an hour,
only one? Like, what if they're like, all right, we don't want to do the newlywed game. We don't want to do an anniversary
and
dance.
they're just cutting cake? You can cut it right after toast.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So 9 o'clock. Let's just say 9 o'clock is your end time. Typically around 8:50, 8:55 is when we'll do the last dance with your guests. If you want to do a last dance alone, then at that point we kick everybody out of the fucking place, and you do your last stupid dance alone. No, I'm kidding.
People are going to hate me for saying this, especially vendors. But in the fall, opt to add another hour. Go till 10.
Well,
Mine is so early
oh yeah, I agree.
in the fall. Like
I want. Yeah, most people
do
are.
a late night coffee bar, like one of those little barista carts. Get
Honestly-
everybody hopped up on some espresso. Put some little
I
brandy.
feel like
in your,
6 hours, like 5 hours is cutting it short a little bit.
It is.
I feel like 6 hours is the sweet spot.
Yeah, I agree.
From the beginning of ceremony to the end of the night. I
Mm-hmm.
think 6 hours is the ideal
Because even in
time frame.
when we fall back, if it's a 4 o'clock ceremony now, it's 5 o'clock ceremony.
Now,
then.
granted, that will cost
5
you
to
more.
11.
That's
It
going to
will.
cost you more,
Just
but
plan ahead.
I think in the end you will enjoy it more. You'll be able to enjoy it more.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Yeah,
You'll be able to take it all in.
And think about your guest count too. Like if it's an older crowd, don't add the extra hour. But if it's like
Oh, okay, I see what you're
because
saying.
they're all gonna peace out, right? And then you're gonna be left with like 10
Yeah,
people
know
for
your
an hour.
guests.
Know your guests, and if they're like your guests are like the ones that you gotta like kick
Yeah.
out of your home party because they're staying like way
You don't
too
need 6,
long.
7 hours. Yeah.
You don't need, but if you know that they're gonna go for the long haul, set.
If you guys
set
are some
the tone.
snoozers, then I would say
Yeah.
just do a ceremony and dinner. Just kidding. But seriously. Ugh.
Acoustic guitar.
Yep. And
Do a
then
brunch. If
also,
you're a snoozer, do a brunch.
yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
And do live entertainment.
Yeah.
And then one more thing. We've already talked about this, and I saw Jonathan Pajak do a rant on social media. Did you see it?
I see all of his rants. They're great.
He always has rants.
He's hilarious. I love their meal rants, like who cooked it best between him and his wife. Like him and Maria. Like, so y'all be the judge. You've got an immaculate dinner here of steak and potatoes seasoned perfectly. And then Maria, what's on your plate? Oh, she's got fried chicken and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
So what was his newest rant?
So his newest rant, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
I always root for Maria, by the way. I don't care what she has on.
So anyway, he was talking as a video. He's a photographer as well as a videographer.
Yes.
His rant was, and I guess he had done this past weekend. The couple wanted it, but doing a fake exit.
Oh, I hate that.
Doing fake exits. We're leaving that in 2022. We're leaving that
We
trend.
left that in 21.
Well, right, but it was
nobody
still
listened.
it was still hanging around. Stop with the fake couples. Stop with the fake exits. Like, I understand that you want to get that photo op, but it is fake. There's nothing genuine about it. And you're stopping the party. You're stopping the flow of things.
Everything. And then people are like, oh, well, it's time to go.
Yeah, they're not going to come back in.
They don't understand it's fake.
And if you're like, oh, no, we'll do it at 9 o'clock and your wedding ends at 10. No.
You're done at 9.
You're done at 9.
Yep.
Even if any stragglers, if you have like 100 guests there and they're still there at 9 and like, oh, we're going to do a fake exit and go outside and do the fake exit, I would say half of them might come back. Yeah. For the last hour.
Yeah. Maybe.
Don't highly recommend. And this is coming from a photographer.
Yeah, exactly.
And he says that he doesn't like it because it's not genuine.
Yeah.
It's very staged, it's very fake, and you want to have a genuine night.
Exactly. So guests, stay till the end as well.
Yeah.
If there's a send-off, send them off proper. Stay to the end.
And if the DJ sucks, suck it up.
Yep.
With them.
Y'all, we're in some rare form today.
All right.
What are we, an hour
that's
and a
it.
half?
No, we're at hour 10.
Hour 10.
But that's going to do it for us. That's it.
That's it.
So
That's
there's your timeline. That's how you can set up your timeline. So a recap of your timeline. Ceremony starts at 4 o'clock, ends at 4:30. From 4:30 to 5:30 is cocktail hour. 5:30-ish, 5:45 is when your intros happen. Then you've got your formal dances, if you want to do all of them. By 6:15, dinner will start around 6:45. 6:30, 6:45 will be toasts. Around 7:15, around that time, 7:30, depending on how quickly everything got done with dinner, whether it's buffet or catered or plated. That's kind of when any other formalities like cake cutting, dancing, all of those things will happen until about 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
There you go. That's all you need.
So
you don't need us
thanks
anymore.
for listening for 45 minutes to get
Thanks.
to that point.
I'm just going to post that part. There you go.
Thanks for hanging with us. You know you love us. But we do want to know what people think. Share us, love us, send us some tips on what you think as far as cake. If it's only cake, then fine. Do it with toast. If it's cake and other stuff,
I still think you get it done. Well, I see your point.
See, we agree.
I see.
We really do agree. We just had to get to that. We agree with each other.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
That is all.
So
That's it. All right. That's going to do it for us.
No more.
We're done. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. If you guys don't know the TikTok girl who says that, you should go find her. You're done.
Yep.
Wind it up.
Oh, my.
She's great.
Wind it up. All right. We're going to wind it up. We're done. This is it. This is the Scoop Weddings Unveiled. I am Tim Schaus, your premier wedding DJ with TLS Entertainment. You're non-retired because she's still planning weddings at the Retreat Sarasota. And soon to be other weddings. That's going to do it for us. Yeah. Take us out.
Peace and chicken.